we were just talking about 5 tips on on selling your house, getting your house prepared to sell. And now we're actually going to get into rent versus own. And Zach's actually going to take this segment. Zach, why don't you tell us the numbers behind renting versus owning? I think it's really interesting.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on, obviously, everybody's personal situation, whether it's the right time to buy or not. But, what I did was I looked at a listing in a specific area, which was Cranston, and I compared what an estimated mortgage payment would be compared to if you wanted to rent that property or rent something like it.
Okay.
And keep in mind the numbers that I'm giving are based upon a certain credit scenario. So everybody, has a different credit score, income level. So this might not be the exact payment if you apply for the house. I just have to. That's a disclaimer.
Sure, we can run those numbers for people too if they're curious.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
So I pulled actually, and it was one of your listings.
Which one?
It was 120 Kingwood Avenue in Cranston.
Actually our home of the week that we're going to talk about later on.
Wow.
Cool.
Excellent. And I swear this was not planned. I just randomly picked. But anyway, this house is currently listed at $119,000. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
It's a 2-bedroom single family residence. It's about 4-bedroom?
Yes.
Okay. Multiply 2 by 2. All right. Sorry about that.
That's okay.
It's a 1,500 square foot house, and it has, I think it has 2 baths.
2 full baths.
Two full baths.
2
Excellent.
full kitchens too.
All right. So this house is listed at $119,000. I pulled some comparable rents in the area, and rents in Cranston, depending on size, location, are going anywhere from $1,150, $1,200 to $1,350 with a comparable property.
You bet.
Maybe even a little higher depending on the exact location. But I understand that Kingwood is a nice location in Cranston.
It is.
So rents in the area, $1,100, $1,200 to $1,300, $1,400. If you were to buy this house utilizing FHA financing, you had the certain credit parameters to qualify. You'd have to put 3.5% down. Your mortgage payment, including taxes and insurance and mortgage insurance, because on every FHA loan there is mortgage insurance, would be around $1,050 a month, which is 10 to 12% lower than if you rented it. This, a rent to own is specific to the property, obviously in the area. So I don't, rent versus own might not in all cases be better, but this is a specific example of how it's actually cheaper to buy something. In addition to it, you get all the benefits of owning a home, which is mortgage interest tax deduction. And if you pay private mortgage insurance, which is PMI, under a certain income level, you're able to write that off on your taxes as well.
I didn't know that. I did not know that.
Consult your CPA.
Wow. And I heard that the mortgage insurance rate actually got sliced in half.
It did.
It's huge.
Yeah, this was announced by the Obama administration last Thursday.
Okay.
And essentially what FHA did on all FHA loans, whether it's a refinance, purchase, 30-year, 15-year, because FHA has all different terms, they announced a 50 basis point reduction in mortgage insurance. So what that means essentially is it's about a 30% reduction. So if your PMI on a purchase loan was $150 a month, it would be reduced around $30 to $35 a month. This is huge, and it actually makes it so that it could be cheaper to do an FHA loan compared to a Fannie Mae loan, because generally FHA rates are better than Fannie Mae rates.
Yeah, and I know we really can't discuss exact rates because they change day to day, hour to hour, but we're looking towards right now for this time around the lower 3s. Is that true?
Yeah, on anytime you lower the term of the mortgage, the rate gets more attractive for lending purposes, so the rates are lower. But generally, 30-year fixed is right in your mid to high 3s as the lowest rate, depending on your credit score and credit parameters. Rates are back down to historic lows, and they're as low as they were 20 months ago. 20 months ago, it was the lowest rates have ever been recorded, and we're basically right back there again. And it's a surprise to many. It's a surprise to many that rates have stayed this low.
Yeah, to me too. If you guys are just tuning in right now, this is the Roundtable, and we're all about simplifying real estate. This is Real Estate Simplified. And we're here today with myself, Emilio DiSpirito, your host, and our co-host, Zachary LeVake with Maverick Funding. We're going over different mortgage programs right now, specifically FHA, and the cost of actually renting versus owning a house. And it's surprising because you can actually own a house for less than you rent. Never mind when you own a house, that's an investment.
Absolutely.
Right. And there's something that's been certain for all of history and throughout the United States is that real estate has always gone back up. And we're seeing this right now.
Yeah. And I think with a buy versus rent scenario, whenever you buy something, you can really make it your own. So, you can rent a house and put nice pictures up and hang a TV on the wall, but does it ever, really feel like your own?
Yeah.
You can do what you want. You can invest in your property. You can make it better. You can increase the value beyond all the other important things you get from home ownership.
Yeah, it's your home, man. You do whatever you want there. If you want to build a bonfire in the backyard or
not in North Providence.
Torch your shed or something.
North Providence does not allow outdoor fires.
Well, Coventry
actually
might.
I'm not sure.
Coventry definitely does, I'm sure, right?
North Providence doesn't, believe me, I know.
So now one other program that really interests me is a USDA, and I think it's so underutilized. Now, can you explain to us what a USDA program, what that program is?
Well, everybody thinks you have to own a farm or be a farmer to get a USDA loan. That couldn't be more away from the truth. A USDA loan is U.S. Department of Agriculture loan, a similar initiative to FHA, the Federal Housing Administration. Mm-hmm. And basically, the USDA outlines certain rural or rural-like areas in the country. If you went on USDA, their government website, and you type in your state or your city, it'll actually show a map where obtaining USDA financing is possible. And there's many areas in West Greenwich, Coventry, think rural, Gloucester. Basically, besides a VA loan, a veteran's loan where you have to be a veteran to qualify, USDA is the lowest borrowing cost you can get, period.
Wow.
Because it's a true no money down program. And although there is mortgage insurance, it's about half of what FHA's is.
Well, still, it's about half, even after FHA cut it down.
After the cut down, it's a little more than half, but it's about 60% of what FHA is.
Wow.
So the interest rates are very, very low. FHA and USDA rates are usually, with a comparative term, about a half of a point to 3/8 of a point lower than Fannie Mae pricing.
That's great.
Yeah.
Wow. And people, when they think 100% financing here in Rhode Island, they think Rhode Island housing, and they think that's their only option. But if you're looking pretty much west of 295, you might be eligible for that. So you can check out, I believe it's USDA.gov.
Yeah.
Right. You can pop in the address. And voila, boom, it'll let you know if it's in that section. If it is, you can text USDA to 401-359-2338, and we could check that out for you. Or if you want us just to check that out for you and give you a consultation on that, I'm sure our friend Zach Levake over here would not mind to do so.
Not at all.
Great, awesome. So you know what? We actually got to take a commercial break. We're about out of time for this segment, so stay tuned. We're gonna cover 7 tips for a terrific buy coming up in the next segment. You're listening to The Roundtable with Emilio DiSpirito and Zachary Levake. Stay tuned.